Tennessee's Wild Side is a presentation of the Jackson Foundation.
Hi friends, welcome to the Wild Side. I'm Steve Hall. You've probably heard it said that if you have a personal problem you want to solve, you must first dig up its roots. Well, that certainly seems to be the case both physically and mentally on 3 very productive farms in Middle Tennessee. They're part of a program called CUL2VATE. That's cultivate with the number 2 in the middle, giving second chances to people who are helping others. Side-by-side steps into a fruit-filled farm field seems a simple pleasure.
I gotta pick strawberries, blackberries.
Until you know the rest of the story.
My name is Jimmy Hobbs. That's my granddaughter that come to visit me this week.
He's the owner of this work.
I'm the farm manager here at Ellington.
He's really good at his job.
12 years ago, if I'd asked my daughter if I could have brought my granddaughter and stayed with me for a day or two, there'd have been no way.
And he makes lots of friends here.
I just turned 58 back in January, and I guess I've got 22 years behind bars.
All of them built this place all together with teamwork. I bet that takes a long time though.
The relationship to have my granddaughter come and stay with me, it's made me very proud.
Jimmy Hobbs, who runs this farm for me now, has been running it for 5 years, is a hero of mine.
If I hadn't went through the very hard times of my life, I wouldn't be where I am now. I really love what I do and what we represent here at Cultivate. It's just a blessing to be a part of it.
There are 3 CUL2VATE farms in Middle Tennessee. The biggest farm and business operation is at the Ellington Agriculture Center in Nashville, property controlled by the Tennessee Department of Agriculture.
I think the biggest shocker for me is the way that community has embraced the social good of what Cultivate is, and that is using this platform and 3 other farms to create job opportunities for individuals coming out of incarceration or addiction, and then turning this land into food. We'll do about 500,000 pounds of food this year, and that food will be distributed to those that are in food insecure situations around Middle Tennessee primarily.
We're picking blackberries just to help.
While some of the people picking fruit and working the fields are volunteers,
it's a really special place.
We volunteer every Friday.
Others, known as cultivators, have chosen a new direction in their lives.
We have several volunteers, but then there are several of us that are cultivators, and the actual cultivators are on staff here. So we do get paid to work here, which is great because we can make a living and help ourselves and help the community.
You know what I mean? I don't even really call it a job. I call it my community, my family. You know, and I was very loyal to the streets and them gangs, and I feel like now that I'm on the right path, you know what I mean? If I can be loyal to the wrong thing, I got to be loyal to the right thing. So I'm here to do whatever it takes.
They grow blackberries, strawberries, potatoes.
I was showing Mr. DeBerry here a while ago. When we first start out, we start out with 1 potato about the size of this. And we'll take that potato and we'll third it. We'll get 3 pieces out of each potato that we cut. Try to go right in under them, because I try not to scar any of them. Because if you scar them, when you bag them up, they'll rot. You know, it just amazes me of what we can get out of just 1 little potato. And the fellowshipping that you have doing it.
Cucumbers, flowers, and they done another patch of tomatoes.
While most of the food is supplied to services that help feed people in need, some also goes to restaurants and other businesses to help support Cultivate's nonprofit mission.
I think it gives some of our restaurants the social mileage, if you will, for saying we get our stuff from this organization's doing this social work in our community. So it's a working relationship that's good on both ends of it.
There's also a store selling flowers, food, and other items at the Ellington Agriculture Center location.
When I moved back from South Africa, I was over in South Africa for 5 years doing food security work there at the tip of the continent. And when we moved back, I had this dream of continuing in food, just providing local food and looking at our food future and trying to create food equity in Middle Tennessee with job opportunities for those chronically unemployed. But when I approached the Department of Ag about using some what I call underutilized land for the purposes of feeding people. I did not know that this field was setting down here until the commissioner, Julius Johnson, drove me down that hill, and where you drove down, he literally slid his car down on grass. So we started with putting a fence post in the ground, me and 2 people, and have just slowly over the last 8 years been able to build up the infrastructure that you see and the opportunities that you see down here today.
The overall program for people who've been in prison or rehab is faith-based.
I actually come from a farming background, and through Cultivate, it brought me back to my roots a lot. You know, man, it gave me a better relationship with my father, my family. You know, gave my confidence back. It really loved me for who I am, and it's showing me that it's okay to be a follower of God, you know, and be a Christian man.
Addiction can be extremely isolating, and I really needed to be a part of a community with everyone else who really wants the same thing that I want, which is to recover and to really share their experience and their testimonials with other people.
But there's nothing easy about the work.
I'm up at 3 o'clock every morning, and by 6 o'clock I'm ready to get down here and get started.
I'm fairly new at being sober. I'm almost 4 months, and I can honestly say that I could barely get off the couch and just move a couple of things up and down stairs. Today, I can hoe for 8 hours. I can sit there and hoe. We do a lot of hoeing, a lot of weeding, a lot of, there can be days where we lift things. Every day is different.
And perhaps the greatest yield of all is hope and healing, with opportunities to help others who have stumbled across life's obstacles.
I've seen so many young guys, including myself, that didn't really want to be involved with them things, but felt like they had to be a part of. But like God tells us, it's okay. We're supposed to be set apart in boldness, and I want to, show them and let them know that it's okay to do that, and maybe go back home and start a cultivate in West Tennessee.
We've all got a story, that's for sure. And I'm very proud to get to tell mine. I don't tell it much, but when I do, it seems to impact people, and if all my troubles of my past, if I can help somebody not to go through what I went through, I'd be happy to share it with anybody that's willing to listen.
Oh, this place is amazing. I make lots of new people here. Like, some of them are really funny. I volunteer.
Is it good?
One goal of Cultivate is to keep increasing food production so they can feed more people. Executive Director Joey Lankford says the most difficult part of the program for him is on those occasions when he's working in the field with others, becoming friends with them, and sees someone relapse. You are welcome to our website, wildsidetv.com, to find more information about Cultivate and to share our story with others.